Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we'll learn 12 habits to build iron self-discipline. Now, let's begin. What does it take to be a strong and disciplined person? Well, around the world, people have achieved incredible feats, both physical and intellectual, by developing unstoppable self-discipline. Through time and practice, these people strengthened their minds and they tested their limits, building enough motivation to confront intimidating obstacles and overcome their fears. Along the way, they conquered their bad habits and they learned the importance of delaying gratification. They consistently empowered themselves to surpass expectations and, through hard work and perseverance, achieved their highest ambitions. In other words, these individuals worked harder and they pushed further to manifest their definition of success, and you can follow in their footsteps. From an outsider's perspective, the people you admire, from great thinkers to innovative entrepreneurs, might seem like a different breed. You look at their accomplishments and you wonder if they possess some magical quality that the rest of us just don't. It might surprise you to learn that these people, no matter how superhuman they seem, weren't always as strong or disciplined as they are today. There was a time when every one of them lacked motivation and they struggled to keep their vices under control. There were probably moments in their lives, maybe not too long ago, when they failed to get their goals off the ground, when they wasted time, took the easy road, or fell victim to fear and self-doubt. In other words, these disciplined people faced many of the same obstacles that we face every day, yet they were able to overcome those obstacles. How? Well, by engineering unstoppable discipline from the ground up, changing their lives one day at a time. In many ways, building a productive and disciplined lifestyle is like constructing a house. Before raising walls and rooms, you need a sturdy foundation to hold and support the structure you want to create. In the same way, every disciplined person relies on a consistent routine day in and day out to support their lifestyle, to grow their motivation, and to catch them when they fall. Only when you have this foundational routine can you start expanding your life and accomplishing meaningful goals. With that in mind, let's explore 12 powerful habits and routines that build iron self-discipline and cultivate lifelong success. Number 1. Kill the siren. In Greek mythology, sirens are attractive human-like creatures that tempt passing sailors with their beautiful voices. Any sailor who fell under their spell would inevitably die. As such, sirens became popular symbols of temptation and the dangers of giving in to our impulsive desires. Like it or not, we all have sirens that we must overcome, things that sound alluring but really lead us down the wrong path. For some people, it might be sweets and junk food. For others, it's video games or social media. Developing self-discipline means eliminating these temptations from your life. If you learn to control your desires, you may save yourself from a lifetime of bad decisions. Number 2. Fire in your heart. We've all experienced moments when people didn't give us enough credit. Maybe you've been overlooked or underestimated. Maybe someone belittled your accomplishments or criticized your work. These moments can stir up negative emotions like anger and frustration, but those emotions can also be powerful sources of motivation. Use criticism as fuel for the fire in your heart. Whenever someone puts you down or leaves you out, double your motivation to prove them wrong. Number 3. Start your day with strength. How you begin the day sets the tone for everything that comes after. If you start the morning by slacking off, you're likely to have an unproductive afternoon and evening. On the other hand, if you start each day on a high note, you can maintain that momentum for hours after. Many of the most disciplined begin each morning by physically activating their bodies and minds. For example, a brief routine of calisthenics will leave you feeling supercharged for the rest of the day. If possible, work your way up to 3 sets of 10 push-ups every morning. It only takes a few minutes of your time, but those few minutes can kickstart hours of focus and productivity. Number 4. Do battle with your weaknesses. What are your weaknesses? Many people have trouble identifying where they struggle, so they end up tripping over the same hurdles again and again. However, if you recognize your weaknesses ahead of time, you can build habits that prevent you from falling into the same traps. For example, many people have a bad habit of checking their phones throughout the workday. To prevent this bad habit, they might slip their phone into a drawer while they work or install a media blocker to limit their searches. Simple tricks like these allow us to combat our vices and stay focused when it counts. Number 5. The exposure effect. Many people have trouble following through on their goals. They start strong, but over time they sink into their old habits. Luckily, there's a better way to keep yourself focused on your goals. All you need to do is remind yourself what's important to you and why. The more often you're exposed to your goals, the more prevalent they'll become in your life. For example, you might write your goals on a sheet of paper and stick it someplace that you see every day, like your bathroom mirror. Each time you look in the mirror, you'll read your goals and feel inspired all over again. Number 6. Your biggest enemy. What's the biggest roadblock that's standing in the way of your self-discipline? For many people, it's the addictive power of technology. Our devices, like our phones and computers, steal our time, they reduce our motivation, and even shorten our attention spans. Technology is not inherently bad, but the many mindless forms of entertainment out there can negatively impact your self-discipline. If this sounds familiar, then it's time to distance yourself from your technology. Yeah, it may be hard to separate yourself from your devices, but overcoming this common obstacle may be your first big step toward a more disciplined lifestyle. Number 7. Operant conditioning. In the 1930s, psychologist B.F. Skinner developed a reliable method of controlling our behavior. This technique, known as operant conditioning, uses a system of rewards or consequences to influence how we behave. Operant conditioning sounds like a clinical concept, but it can also help you build the discipline that you're looking for. Alright, let's say you want to exercise more often. You're having trouble following through, but what if you offered yourself a reward each time you worked out? Knowing you'll receive something good gives you a concrete reason to follow through. Now, at first, you may rely on these rewards to motivate healthy habits, but as soon as you become disciplined, you may find the motivation all on your own. Number 8. The power of your voice. Your voice is a powerful tool, especially when it comes to self-discipline. Simply by voicing your ambitions, studies have shown that you're more likely to pursue them. So put yourself out there. Speak your goals to life. Once you hear those goals in your own words, they'll suddenly feel real and tangible, empowering you to finally achieve your dreams. Keep in mind that this is an activity that's best done alone. Ideally, you should find a space where you can talk to yourself without feeling doubt or insecurity. When you know people are listening, you're less likely to say what's really on your mind. So, carve out some alone time and use the power of your voice to its fullest. Number 9. Push beyond your limits. If you want to develop iron self-discipline, then you need to prove that you can push beyond your limits. Exercise is one of the best ways to challenge and expand your perceived limitations. Lifting weights, for example, proves just how strong you can be, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and socially. Every time you set a new personal best, it radically expands your drive, courage, and potential. So get in the gym and prove to yourself that you can surpass your limits, because that same spirit will help you stay disciplined in every aspect of your life. Number 10. Conquer your schedule. Many of us lead busy, jam-packed lives. We have dates to memorize, promises to keep, and commitments to deliver upon. With so many things shuffling around our brains, some things are bound to slip through the cracks. Promises are forgotten, goals are neglected, and you may lose track of the healthy habits that you want to learn. If you want to become a more disciplined person, then organization is key. It helps to use simple systems like calendars and to-do lists to keep yourself focused on what you want to achieve. Organizing your time not only frees up mental space, but it gives you a newfound sense of power and control. Once you've conquered your schedule, you'll feel ready to start conquering your goals. Number 11. Countdown to action. Do you have trouble starting projects? For many people, starting is the hardest part. They struggle over and over to put themselves in a productive state of mind, but the hours keep passing and they hardly make an ounce of progress. If you want to be more productive without wasting time, here's a simple trick to stay disciplined no matter how lazy you feel. All you have to do is close your eyes and count down from 10. As you count, your mind will naturally work through any anxiety and descend into a greater state of focus. By the time you reach 1, you'll be ready and raring to go. Number 12, make your vision a reality. Here's a question that some people never ask themselves. What do you really want out of your life? Imagine for a moment what you want your life to look like a few years in the future. Think about your career and relationships. What kind of life do you want to lead, and how do you spend your time? When you've narrowed down your answer, pull out some paper and write down a few concrete steps that you can take today to achieve at least one part of your vision. Sometimes all it takes is a little clarity to prove to ourselves how much we can achieve. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.